So an animator for Blue Lock has officially spoken out about why the animation's so bad, and it's pretty much what we all thought. Now, just remember this is a translation, so it can be a little bit rough, but what he says is, I worked on the second episode of Blue Lock, and I'll tell you why the animation was so bad. Months ago, I started working on the second season of Blue Lock, one in which I would work not only on one, not two, not three, but rather 5 different episodes. I started working on the second episode in which I had to take care of 20 cuts, basically animating the scenes from scratch, basically the layout. But then he says that's actually not where the problem started. He said, I'm sure not only I, but rather all the animators that worked on this episode didn't do the job that ended up being published. So it looks like they actually had cuts that weren't PNG animations and they were never published. He said, despite the low pay and negligible time, which we all knew that's always a big problem in the animation studio, especially with MAPPA. He says there were many animations that were capadas, which from this general localization for the translation, it means capped. So a lot of the animations were capped in their final version, so I guess reduced down to what they were supposed to be. Basically, they eliminated all of the movement, some frames, and they just made them differently. But the fault doesn't lie in the one that came after me, since they probably did all they could with what little time they had. And then he goes on and actually mentions these scheduling issues with other animations that I've talked about before, like Jujutsu Kaisen. He says these problems, just like in JJK in the past, or in the vast majority of animes, are a result of the production committee of certain animes that take projects simply thinking about the money and nothing else, and not the condition of their workers. Then he continues and says, and it's because of that I didn't work on any other episodes outside of Blue Lock. He essentially stopped on the second episode. I decided to get out, and just like I thought, the final result ended up being a complete disaster. This made me feel like this is a job that I'm not proud to upload. I got permission to publish one of my 22 different cuts. That's bad. We always know whenever there's animations, it's usually going to be a production or scheduling issue, because a lot of times they're just worked in really, really bad conditions, which is really unfortunate. Now, I personally couldn't find this, but according to this post, the animator also reposted the PNG lock memes on his own account, because I guess he really just wants to stick to them on how much they botched Blue Lock Season 2. Now, I'm still super happy that someone on the actual animation team has spoken out about this, because as most of us know who follow animation, we know that a lot of the times the reason it's so bad is because they are forced to work in horrible conditions and push things out at a horrible schedule. But these are just my thoughts about the post. Let me know what you guys think.